Hey everybody, welcome to episode 4 of Let's Preview Elite Dangerous Premium Beta. So the new beta released today actually, as of the recording. I'm recording on Tuesday to publish this on Wednesday. Premium Beta 2.0 released, and it sort of reset our progress, but what it did was it refunded people for their basic ship that they had, but not any modules, and then sort of gave them all their money back that they had. So I had about 20,000 bucks or so, and I still have 20,000 bucks. But oh, I do have my 2 pulse lasers. Well, I had been messing around earlier and actually repurchased the pulse laser, and then did some flying around to explore some places. But I've parked myself back at Azeban City, and since there's a lot of lag and stuff going on, the Premium Beta 2 just released with some new netcode, so things are a little bit difficult. What I figured I might do is just give you guys a tour of some of the new locations. Or actually a tour of all of the new locations. So, here's Assless Primus, Ibutis, Dahan, and stuff like that. We'll take a moment to actually go down and take a look at the updated galaxy map. This zoom in is so nice and smooth and cool now. I love it. I'm still going to use that in some of my videos. So they've extended the flyable space a little bit to give us some more systems to go to. So we can actually sort of... how do I... That's the button I want to do. We can zoom out and we can actually see that we can now go a little further. Just a little further. There's some places that are right outside of range. But new destinations that are available to us is Owlin. This one out here, Styx, which is completely unoccupied except for some strange things we'll take a look at later. And LHS 3006. So, tell you what. We'll start off by heading out to Styx and see what we can find out there. Ask myself for permission to depart. I got my fire group set up in case I get into some trouble. My throttle is pretty much neutral. Okay, some other cool things that have happened is that some of the information screens on the left and right hand side are more useful. So I actually bound a key to one of my joystick buttons to cycle my landing gear without having to go to the menu. And you can see now in the lower right hand corner I have a nice little landing gear indicator. Just waiting for that mass lock to go away. There we go. The jump drive is now charging. We're on our way. So, well, you guys will see it in a little bit. When we get into hyperspace, the jump drive animation has changed a little bit. Here we go. You'll notice the the transition into hyperspace is a little smoother, and the hyperspace tunnel effect is they just kind of cleaned it up and made it look a little bit nicer. It looks a little bit less like a tunnel and more like a hyperspace journey. Okay, into Super Cruise. All right, we're in Styx, so we have a few planets we can explore. Here, we'll head out to Styx 2. Just to see it. So I'm still getting used to the new Super Cruise dynamics. That ship handling is quite different than it used to be in Super Cruise. So I'm still trying to get used to all of the various differences, such as when to slow down, how much to slow down by, and all that kind of stuff. But you'll notice that the safe range is actually considerably higher than it used to be. So that does make Super Cruise, you know, for people who are kind of like to follow the recommendation, that'll make it a little bit easier to work with. Looks like Styx 2 is a nice little cratered red moon or red planetoid. Not particularly large at all, so we'll set navigation for the unidentified signal source at Styx 1. Okay, heading out to the unidentified signal source now. Also, on the left hand of the side of the screen, I wish I had a mouse cursor I could show you, sort of on the left hand in Super Cruise, you can see there's a new Super Cruise interface. In order to drop out of Super Cruise safely, you want to have both meters in that light blue range, that teal range. That's your speed should be less than 1,000 kilometers per second, and your distance less than 1,000 kilometers to disengage from Super Cruise. But right now, I want to punch it as fast as we can go to make it to this unidentified signal source. Oh boy, we're being interdicted. Of course we're being interdicted. Why wouldn't we be? We are in anarchy space, so you know what? Whatever. Come on, radar. Alright, who's out there? What do you got? Cobra Mark. Oh, 3 Cobra Mark 3s. Screw that. Bye. Yeah, they're firing at me. What's deployed? Oh, jeez, my cargo scoop got deployed. How the hell?
Cargo scoop retracted. Drive charging.
Okay, they also updated escaping. So as we actually get away from these guys, the mass disruption factor will improve. I'm going to put more power in shields. I'm not going to fight 3 Cobra Mark 3s. Good thing I'm missing. You've made your last jump. You guys can't catch me. You got nothing. I'm pulling away. Didn't even get through my shields, you losers. There it goes. So you notice how the drive charge actually kicked up a notch there. As soon as I was out of mass lock range, it continued charging at the normal rate. Whoa. Why is my hull falling apart? My ship is self-destructing. Oh, that's why. Jesus. I'm way overheated. Huh. Yeah, I engaged turbo a whole lot. Uh-oh, I went too fast. I'm overshooting. Well, that's going to be a little expensive to repair. Oh well. Okay. Well, that's really cool. I hadn't noticed that before, that you actually get damage from overheating. I will definitely have to keep a much closer eye on my... Okay, well, here's a cargo canister out here. Oh, that's a navigation beacon. There is nothing out here right now. Alright, we might come back here later. Right now, we are going to jump to LHS 3006. They also updated the compass slightly. You can see that the whole thing turns blue when you're correctly aligned with stuff. You have a full cursor when something is in front of you and an empty cursor when something is behind you. Yeah, I'm really liking the new hyperspace now.
Warning, temperature critical.
Okay, what do we got out here? We'll head out to this unidentified signal source. They made it much friendlier to drop out of Super Cruise by expanding the size and the transitions are much smoother now. What do we got here? An Anaconda. This Federation scanning service. Okay, there's one thing I wanted to look at. Yeah. Okay. One of the things that people have been having a hard time doing, especially in the forums, is figuring out which side of the station to head towards when they're trying to find the docking port. You sort of have to pay a little bit of attention, but you can see on the corners there are some flashing lights. There are red ones and there are blue ones. The blue ones are the front of the station. So that's a slightly easier way to identify the front of the Coriolis than having to figure out which way the darn thing is rotating. If you actually just head towards the front of the station where the blue flashing lights are on each of the corner of the square, then you should have no problems. Looks like we got another player out here as well. Okay, we're in range of the station, so yeah, there it is. Dar.
Request granted.
We're just gonna fly in here. Standard Coriolis station. And just sort of helicopter down. Whoa, back it up. Back it up. There we go.
Successful. Engines disengaged.
Pull it into the hangar and get ourselves repaired. Okay, none of my modules took a hit. It was just the hull.
Engaged.
It is so much more convenient having a button bound to the landing gear. Once again, looking at this cool new hyperspace graphic. Just kind of updated it a little bit. And okay. Oh, now I've done it. I really screwed the pooch here. I'm way overflying this thing. Zoom. So apparently, emergency drops out of Super Cruise now cause hull damage and system damage. So I would avoid those if at all possible. Okay, we're coming up on the unidentified signal source around Owlin 3. It also looks like they have darkened up the ambient light so that things that are in shadow are much darker, which is actually pretty cool. It's much more true to what space would be like. Alright, get myself to a sort of a standard combat setup, just in case. Looks like another empty spot. Now we're heading towards the unidentified signal source around Nirvana. So far I haven't found anything exciting at all at these signal sources. It could be that they've been picked clean and they don't reset very often. Who knows? I put my throttle in the safe zone plenty ahead of time, you silly game. Flying right by. So you can see I'm still really having getting the hang of super cruising around. We're going to go to the unidentified signal source and then head out towards Allen Enterprise, which is that luxury Orbis space station. Okay, we are close enough where we can go full throttle now and we not have to worry about actually going too fast. Okay, let's see here. We want to get to... Oh, that's right. This was an unidentified signal source.
Detecting hostile scan. Detecting hostile scan.
I'm being scanned by these guys. Nice little federations. So this is probably just a security checkpoint or something of some kind.
Drive charging.
Here we go. Yeah, so we're 20 kilometers away, and you can see the size of this thing is monstrous. Here, we'll go do a nice little tour of the thing. Or at least the inhabited portions of it. Let's punch ourselves here a little bit and get close to the station. So here you can see we're sort of flying by a bunch of the cargo pods. The station really is massive. And let's just not run into this here pylon. But if we take a look above us, we can see the 0.5G inhabitation ring. Looks like it's still under construction, more or less. And as we head this way, we can start getting nice and close to. I want to keep an eye out for that other pylon coming up over on the left side here. Oh, it's way off. Okay. Here. This is the 1G inhabited zone. So this station is 8 kilometers across in diameter. Look right in there. You can see right inside. 8 kilometers across in diameter. And given its current rotational velocity, this particular docking, or this particular ring, is inhabitable at 1G, 1 Earth G. And now we'll go ahead and set ourselves up for docking in here. Allen Enterprise, request docking.
Request granted.
And here's the view from the old docking side. Oh yeah, there's only two sort of support arms holding the rings together. So the center docking ring really isn't so much about producing gravity as it is allowing a place for ships to go. Where you can see just the absolute massive size of this place. Completely massive. Let's move out of this guy's way here. Landing gear down, which therefore changes my speed to about 50%. So nice. And the inside is quite similar to a Coriolis station. I think the inner diameter of this thing is actually the same. Just flying down a nice little... Ouch. Hang on. Flew too low, so now I've got to get myself oriented up. Not the most graceful landing. In fact, it was a pretty terrible landing considering the luxury of this place. It's kind of like walking into a fancy restaurant with a borrowed tie. Well, there you have it. A tour of some of the new locations and the 3 new systems. Moved a new commodity, made myself a little bit of money, and actually came and visited the new Orbis starport, which is the gigantic luxury starport where people can live in 1G. So, until our next episode, keep flying and stay shining.
I was born on a rock where the stars didn't shine. Now I soar like a leaf on the wind. The clouds were polluted, the sea filled with brine. Now I soar like a leaf on the wind. I swore to myself that above it I'd rise, sail over the mountains and into the skies, to see the stars brighter than man can devise. I'd soar like a leaf on the wind. Put me where I'll see stars so that I can see you, and I'll soar like a leaf on the wind. 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 Soar like a leaf.